So hello YouTube, and today I'm gonna show you the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. Now if I get the name wrong, I probably will because I got it wrong every time I say it. Pretty long title. So basically the point of this game is to loot, pretty much. Except the dungeons in this game, or majority of them, are other players created dungeons, I guess you could say, and you have to loot their castle. Now you could get pretty intuitive and creative with the dungeon designer or castle designer. You go in here, you have your, well, this is all this stuff back here, and then your gold mines and life mines that let you get some monies when you're gone. You have all these different rooms to choose from. Oh, someone just attacked. Oh, they looted some money from me. I lost. Anyway, so you can go along that. You can research new minions and stuff. Summon new minions through the summoning portal. The higher up your thing, the different the minions, different types of traps. I've seen some pretty cool traps that will literally one-hit you. It's pretty messed up. Now, there's castle themes, which you have to spend real money, but you do get these emeralds or jewels, I don't know what they're called, I'm just gonna call them jewels, from doing missions in the game and doing events. So you couldn't, if you really saved up, you really wouldn't have to. I've got like 300 so far, but I usually just buy magic find boosts till I get some better gear. Once you build a blacksmith, depending on how high of a level it is, you can build different gear. Now, the one thing I really want in this game is to be able to change your gear's look, because like this armor down here is pretty awesome and I want the look of it. Yeah. Now, so right here is your defense rating. The higher the level this is, which is your castle heart, allows you to build more minions and allows you to upgrade everything else to get different types of minions and more rooms to trick people and put traps and minions in. Now, a lot of people just have a lot of traps heading up to their last room and then their last room, or they'll have tons of traps and there's tons of minions, which is a really good way. As you can see here, I have a lot of glue traps, so it slows you down and then you hit my minions and then you get here. That's how I have mine set up. It's not very good because I tend to lose a lot, but I need to go rework it eventually. I have this little room here to trick people, and you do have like a timer. If you don't get there in time, you can't loot them, and sometimes you can't even loot them because they might be shielded because they've been looted too much. So going on from that, we're gonna go over to the attack view. Now I'm level 14, so yeah. You have your inventory basic layout. You know, your different things. The quality in this game's kind of weird. I think it goes white or gray, white, yellow. Oh wait, gray, white, green, yellow, orange, purple. I think epic is the highest there is. And then you have your skills. As you level up, you get new ones and level them up and then they level up too. You have objectives, your quests that you could do for emeralds and gold and oh, life force. Then you have your battle log of showing who attacked your castle and such, and you can go attack them back. That reminds me, I didn't go over this yet. On defend, you actually have to have life force to build stuff and gold to upgrade stuff. So it's not just all life force to upgrade. As you can see, it takes 4,800. That's also because it's very high level. How attacking works in this game is all of these are AI, and then there's one boss per area. As you can see, very hard. There's a region map too. See 1 through 4, 5 through 9, 10 through 14, 15 through 19. I'm pretty sure 30 is the highest level in this game. Not for sure though. There's the friend zone. If you have friends, you see all your friends' castles here. I need to add a couple of them off Steam. Oops, region map. And then they have the competitions area where you can do speed runs basically for extra emeralds or jewels. And then you can see the face of all the bosses you'll fight there. And after you defeat these bosses and get your castle high enough level, you can usually put these bosses in your castle, which is a pretty cool concept. Matter of fact, we're gonna go through a boss run right here. Actually, I have way past this one. I was to go to here. This boss is a pain in the butt, I'll just say it. These last an hour, and if you're offline, they do still last. I wish they're kind of like Battlefield's experience boost, where they only when you're playing. It's kind of a Diablo setup, as you can see from the UI. Some loot do spawn on traps to make you want to go for them. You have your basic skill setup, cooldowns, and everything. You can only carry 4 potions. Obviously, I need to buy some more, so we only brought 3 in. But I have a healing strike that allows me to heal myself for 12% every time. As you can see, I'm only level 14, so these guys are still pretty deadly to me. And the boss at the end of this is probably one of the hardest bosses I fought. Mr. Firesley, which is the dragon you saw in there, wasn't very hard, and Snottingham is super easy, considering he's obviously the first boss too. This game's pretty fun. I mean, it kept me hooked almost all last night, and the only thing I don't like is the leveling experience seems very, very slow. Like, extremely slow.
Ah, much better. Do I rule or what?
Now, if you talk a player's castle, like I said, there's time, but AIs don't have really a timer to get more loot or anything. That's a fire trap mine. But obviously you want to get through the castles as fast as you can for you can get more loot. I mean, not more loot, but more, well yeah, I guess if you loot other places and you did this one faster, you'd have a chance to get more loot. Now they drop hearts too to let you get some health, that way you don't have to use your potions, because the potions in this game are kind of underpowered too, in my opinion. I have like 3,000 health and my potion gives me like 600, so. These puppeteers will raise dead people around them, and they're pretty annoying. Especially if you kill, like, a freaking... Say you saw, like, my castle, saw those monsters there, and you didn't kill the puppeteer, and they raised just an army. They're so annoying. The puppeteer over here. As you can see, he's raising all the dead. You can actually use traps against them, too. If you're, have the chance to, you can. Now, I'm playing as the knight. The only bad thing about this game is once you choose a character, you have to stick with it. You can't make another character without spending those emerald things. Which, it's kind of dumb, I guess you could say. But I see it is a free-to-play game, so they have to make money somehow. And then one of the characters you have to pay for. Like, there's no other way around it. It's a paid character called the Runaway. And honestly, its skills look pretty cool. Now, the developers have streams all the time, and one of them was playing the Runaway. And besides that, her gear, she carries like giant axes, are pretty cool too. As you can see, I'm not getting very much good gear. I'm getting a couple greens, and if I wasn't using that boosting, I probably would have got all white. Usually from these boss rounds, you get some pretty good loot. And from players, I've discovered it appears that when you're fighting players' castles, you usually get better loot. Like, you'll find a lot of your legendaries and stuff from players. Now, I've only found one epic through my whole entire experience, and that's 6 hours. I mean, level 14. Now, if the max level's 30, I guess the leveling experience isn't really slow because there's only 30 levels, and I got a 14 in 6 hours, but still, it seems slow. I don't know why. It just does to me. Maybe it's because you're fighting a lot of the same monsters. Now, these boss rounds obviously take a lot of time because, you know, they're supposed to be boss rounds. And some of them, if you try fighting them at lower levels, say, I came in here at 13. Like, I fought Mr. Firesley at, like, level 7 and Snottingham at, like, level 2. But, you know, you come in, this one especially was hard because I came in here at 13 and still got my butt kicked. It was a huge difference, and then also getting different loot. So these bosses could be pretty difficult, so just depending on what boss it is, I'd say try to get to their level unless you have some really, really powerful items. Now we're almost to the boss here. I've done this one only once before, or once successfully, I guess you could say. Done it multiple times, just not successful. Now, I haven't really found the trick to good castle keeping yet. I know when I attack other players, traps, a good mix between traps and monsters is a good way to do it. Here's the boss. This boss you have to kill 3 times. It's really annoying, especially his 3rd transformation. This one's pretty annoying too. It has a lot of health. His other 2 really don't. His 2nd transformation has like no health. And he also hits like a truck, especially during his 3rd transformation. And he does constant knockback too. Now there really isn't situational awareness to this game that I can see. Like you can see I dodged out because I also knew it was coming. But, I mean, there's really not a lot. I mean, your characters don't really have a roll ability. When you're attacking, you usually get stuck attacking. There's a couple glitches that happen like that too. Say there's a group of monsters, you could actually get stuck fighting them. Like, you'll be stuck constantly hitting them until that one dies or until you can actually get out of the miss. So there's a couple glitches in this game, but it is installed in beta, so. I almost got him down his first health bar. Now this is the only boss I fought with multiple health bars, but he's still hella annoying. He only drops loot once too. See, it's like, it stops the music and then you're like, oh? Guess he actually leveled up too. 14 to 16. Now, there's another thing I don't like about this game is you only get 4 different skills to put in your bar, and there's like, I think 16 skills. No, maybe it's 12. There's quite a bit though, so. You know, I want to use another one called Smite instead of Fiery Slash, but I'm trying to go for AoE because a lot of people group their monsters together. The one called Smite does like if it's directly in front of you, hit it for like 600 damage. It's a very high amount. See, this boss right here is super annoying. Honestly, I just keep running and charging it. You could see why. It's because he constantly does knockback and the damage is ridiculous. Of course, he doesn't have much health, but when I first fought this boss at like level 13, I got to him and killed him the first time. I was like, then I killed him the second time, and I was like, oh my god, really? There's a 3rd time? See, now he just goes down. And the first time I fought him too, he dropped a legendary, and I died, and I was so mad.
Better luck next time, but
And then it has an overview, and you can rate castles for an extra reward, but it's usually pretty small. But in the beginning, those extra rewards can pay off. You can look over at your loot when you're done. You can't look in. Ooh, nice find. You can't look at your loot during combat, which sucks. Ray's dead level 15. I might have to try that. That sounds interesting. Guess you could spec in a certain ways too.
I feel lighter already.
You drag it down here to sell items. You can also get other characters' items, but it tends to drop your items. Anyways, that's be the end of this game review. I'll